What's up everybody and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how to survive getting yelled at from an MTI at basic military training. If you like military and Air Force content, this is the channel for you. So definitely hit the subscribe button and make sure you turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload a brand new video. But without further ado, let's cover the basics. My name is Michael Inman and I'm an airman in the United States Air Force. And I upload a brand new video to this channel every Monday. So I look forward to seeing you both today and in the future, and let's get into today's video. So, a lot of things are probably gonna run through your mind when you start to get yelled at by an MTI or military training instructor at basic military training. But my goal in this video is to kind of do a mock test of what could happen if you're being yelled at. What are the different things that are gonna come to mind? How might it feel? And create some sort of, groundwork so that you can maneuver the situation correctly. There's many things that can cause the MTI to start going the off on you. We're not going to get into those because there's too many things that you or I could do to cause it to happen. But this video is more to say, how might it go and what steps should you take while it's happening to prevent it from becoming an even bigger conundrum. First thing, when an MTI, let's create a scene. First thing that's gonna happen is, let's imagine you're walking to the laundromat. Now you've exited your dormitory, you've gone to the ground floor, you've exited the building, and you're just heading to the laundromat. Now, again, we're not going to create a hypothetical what you did wrong. Just know, you and your wingman are on your way to the laundromat, which is just around the corner. And out of nowhere, an MTI starts going off. You just know in half a second that they have to be talking to you. You're scared to turn around, but you know you have to soon. But you have a feeling. You look at your homeboy or your homegirl, and y'all know that they ain't talking about anyone else but y'all two. So this is the first thing that might happen. First is going to be utter confusion. You and your wingman are probably it can go two ways. You're either gonna know exactly what you did wrong, or on the flip side, you're not gonna know what you did wrong, and there's going to be this kind of shock, this freeze, this code red. The last 30 seconds are going to rerun in your head on like hyperspeed, on loop, for like a good 5 seconds. The last 30 seconds of what you were doing, you're going to immediately see it, trying to scan for what was wrong. That's going to be the first thing you experience. But in this video, we're going to continue on as if you didn't quite know what you were doing wrong. So you're caught off guard. So step one will be, part one, will be confusion. Understand it's normal. That flash of anxiety and your armpits start to sweat, all normal. Next is what I would call anger. Yes, anger. So your second thought, like I said, you didn't quite know why you got in trouble. So your second thought after, oh my God, are they talking to me? Yes, they're talking to me. What could I have done wrong? Will be, now I know you aren't going off on me for something small. Like you either just figured out why they're yelling at you or you're still confused. And so either way, you're either saying, what could I have even done for you to be yelling at me from across the squadron? You're trying it, sit down. It's a thought, don't actually say that. Okay, don't do it. Or you have realized what you did and you're literally saying to yourself, are you serious? That's why this person's yelling at me and running across the squadron at me and my wingman? This is what this moment's for? Because what? I didn't wait for my wingman to start marching with me. We just started walking and then I expected them to get in line with me mid-march. A little example. Regardless, you most likely, after being confused for a half second, will feel a sort of, are you serious? But don't let it show. Don't let the anger appear on your face, because by this point, the MTI has caught up to you. And they're probably now in your face going off from 6 feet, of course. If you have a face that reads, really? I don't even know how to put it, but you're going to extend this lighting up by at least 3 minutes. They're gonna read your face, and in their head, they're gonna be like, oh, you really ain't getting it. Oh, you think you somebody. So we don't want that to happen. So after the anger this is where the first pro tip comes. You want to utilize restraint. And while you're in this little parking spot of, is this necessary? You want to both clearly hold back any disrespectful words that would come out your mouth. But additionally, you also want to hold back any disrespectful gestures. Next thing, and this is important, everyone, very important. After you have restrained yourself physically and verbally, the next pro tip is to distract yourself. And here's where you get good. This is where you learn the hack of BMT, reference to my other video. You want to be able to literally separate the words the MTI is yelling at you from the way they're saying them to you. And so if you teach yourself in the moment of going, okay, so this person is yelling in my face, and I've been very focused on keeping my face neutral and just listening to them. Now, I'm going to hone in on that. So I'm making sure my face isn't being rude and I'm not saying anything rude back. All attitude was put to the side. Now, I'm almost going to look at them yelling and almost forget that interaction is going on, because I want to hone in exactly and exclusively on the words, because the words are going to help me not have this happen again. So whether you agree with you doing something wrong or it feels necessary for them to yell at you to that extent, that's not too important. The point is you want to avoid being yelled at in the future. And so the trick, as I've said, is while they're going off and they're in your face, going, why would you do that? What were you thinking? You know it's against the rules. Instead of going into straight up fear mode, instead of breaking down and getting nervous, instead of having tears flood from your eyes, all of those things can hopefully be prevented if you teach yourself to almost make the person yelling at you, sending a lot of harsh and abusive energy toward you, make it seem like a movie scene in your head. And while you're watching the movie scene, meaning I'm not being yelled at anymore, it's just I'm watching something happen. In that moment, after accomplishing that part, just focus on the words and you will be able to make bullet points. So that at the end of the interaction that you don't want to have again, you can say, okay, I didn't make it worse. I didn't, do anything disrespectful to them. I also stopped sweating because there was somewhere in there where I just was like, this is happening and I can't get out of this moment. So I'm just going to kind of distract myself from the moment. I'm going to focus on the words and make a bullet point list of what they're saying in my head, so that I'm not focused on the fear that's being caused. I'm just focused on, they want me to wait for my wingman before we start marching. So tomorrow and the days after that, I'm going to do that so I don't have them yell at me again. Got it. This was fun. Let's not do it again. If you can kind of package all of that into a nice sequence of events, you actually will be able to survive being yelled at pretty well. So that is my video on how to handle getting yelled at. You will get yelled at during basic military training, especially if you take on any leadership roles. Oof, good luck. And pretty much, I hope it was useful. You will be fine, but this is how to handle those moments in which you are yelled at so that you can reduce it after the fact. Thank you for watching. If you want to see me more, check me out at @MichaelAinman_ on Instagram and Twitter. And per usual, I will see you all next Monday.